want to start by welcoming each of you. I'd like to take the time to give a big shout out to our leadership team for the amazing work that they've done and shared information with us in order to put together tonight's event. A special thank you to my administrative assistant, Ms. Janice Rodriguez, our maintenance and operations secretary, Ms. Adrian Bridges, and the clerical staff who contributed to the early thinking and planning of this meeting. I also want to thank the State of the District planning team for helping to guide us and for sharing materials with us. We truly appreciate your support. We couldn't have done it without you. This evening is about progress, vision, and partnership. We're going to share where we are celebrating the incredible accomplishments made through our previous bond measure investments and the impact they've had on our facilities and student learning. Additionally, you will hear about current facility needs and the potential for a new bond measure. I think we would all agree that our students and families will be greatly impacted by your support. Our theme, as you can see on our folders tonight, is spaces that spark inspiration, environments that empower, facilities that elevate learning. You'll hear directly from our school principals as they celebrate past accomplishments through their facilities. By the end of the meeting, you will learn about their needs and their priorities for the future. And most importantly, we will talk about our community and how you play a vital role in our work. So at this time, I am going to bring forward our superintendent, our visionary leader behind the work that we're doing tonight. So let's give a round of applause to our superintendent, Dr. Jose Luis Arralf.
First of all, good evening. How are you today? Excellent. We are really happy to see you here, and thank you for being here. Thank you also for your continued support. My name is Jose Luis Arauz, and I'm proud to serve you, to serve our students, our parents, our community as the superintendent of this wonderful district, Parish Union High School. Earlier this year, a parent shared something that has stayed with me. She said, I want my daughter to be able to thrive, to be happy, to give back to her community. That hope is universal. It is what all of our families want in our community. And it is also what drives our work every single day. I share that hope not only as a superintendent, but also as a parent and as a member of this community that I have called home for the last 28 years. My own children are graduates of Paris High School. Their successes reflects our educators' commitment and the opportunities that Parish Union provided to my kids. Everything that we do here at Parish is based on 5 fundamental pillars that you can see on the screen. Actually, it's in the back. Teaching and learning. Oh yeah, this one's in too. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. Teaching and learning. Systems of support for our students. Management and fiscal responsibility. Community engagement and leadership in organization and unity. These are not separate initiatives. They are connected commitments. At the center of everything is one constant, and only one constant that we filter every decision on that constant, and that is our students. I would like to take a moment to recognize our Board of Trustees, that they set the direction and they guide our district's vision, and I would like to celebrate also their success, that is our success. Please join me in acknowledging our Board of Trustees, and please hold your applause until I call all the names. First of all, our Board President, Mr. Edward Garcia. Vice President, Ms. Jamie Anaya. Ms. Anaya. Trustee, Board Clerk, Mr. Anthony Stafford Sr. Trustee, Mr. Steve Campos. Sir, and Trustee, Mr. Charles Hall. Thank you, board members, for your leadership. Let's give them a big round of applause. At this time, I would like to invite our board president, Mr. Edward Garcia Jr., to share some remarks. Welcome, Mr. Edward Garcia Jr.
Thank you, Dr. Rojas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Board President. It is my pleasure to be here with you this evening. I'm sorry, this is new. I'm trying to adjust this. Little higher. Oh, it's not working. Here we go. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank you for being here tonight. It's a beautiful crowd, by the way. And for your continued support of Paris Union High School District. Our community plays a vital role in the success of our schools. Your trust, your involvement, your commitment to help us provide meaningful opportunities for our students and invest in their futures. We are grateful for the partnership we share with our families, our staff, and community members. Today, we are making a lasting impact on the lives of our students. Again, thank you for being a part of building a great future for our students and families and communities. Thank you.
Now, I would like to recognize also our wonderful, our dedicated cabinet leadership team. Please hold your applause until I call all the names. First, Mr. Alfredo Andrade, Chief Human Resources Officer. Mr. Andrade. Dr. Shanna Egan's Assistant Superintendent of Student Services. Dr. Egan's. And Dr. Margaret Williams, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. Let's give them a big round of applause. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to Mr. Andrade, to Dr. Egan's, to Dr. Williams for your commitment to our students. Thank you for helping me achieve the accomplishments that they transfer to our students, for guiding every single step of the process in order, again, to transfer that into our students. You can play a really important role. I share great things within the state of the district and more wonderful things that are the result of your help guiding all of our staff. This is a team effort, right? The board, our cabinet, and our staff working together. So thank you again. Next, I want to take a moment to recognize one of the most important drivers of student success across our district, our wonderful principals. Ms. Erica Rojas is the principal of Liberty High School. Right here. Faithful in progress. Mr. Ricardo Garcia Felix, proud principal of Paris High School. Dr. Michael Datson is the principal of our California Military Institute. Dr. Datson. Dr. Jennifer Tomasian is the principal of Inland Online Academy. Liz Shaquan Jones is the principal of Pinacari Middle School. Dr. Thomas LaRochelle, the principal of Paloma Valley High School. Mr. Jose Topete, principal of Heritage High School. Dr. Pauline Garcia, principal of Paris Lake High School. Let's give another round of applause and celebrate the wonderful job that our principals have done and are doing this year at their schools. Thank you. Our principals, they are building the culture. They are working on the instructional practices that are going to continue to shape what we are striving in our district. We already worked on safety last year, then we are working on attendance, in programs, and then the instructional programs that are coming next. There is a vision, a strategic, intentional, and our principals, they play a really important role. They are champions for every student, every single day. They work closely with our teachers, with our staff, with our families. They ensure that every student has access to high-quality learning experiences, safe spaces, and the support they need to succeed. This evening, you will hear directly from them, from the principals, from some of them, who they are going to share how these investments that we are going to be talking about are making a difference and will continue to make a difference in our students. Before I welcome our principals, I'm proud to share how our bond investments were put to work across our district. Let's start with our Menifee, our wonderful Menifee community. And this is very important. The total cumulative investment on the Menifee side, on the schools wide in the Menifee area, is $176 million. That represents real classrooms, real opportunities, and real futures for our students. Now let's turn to our community of Paris, the Paris community. The total investment, there is also $176 million. There is a difference of about $50,000 only. Let's take a moment to celebrate the incredible impact that these investments have had in our schools. Thank you to the community for the support for these investments and what they are and how they are benefiting our students. Let's start with Pinacari Middle School. We made a transformative investment, and the results are nothing but amazing. The campus now features a brand new administration building, a new gymnasium, a state-of-the-art NPR with a full kitchen. On top of that, it was added a stunning two-story classroom building, bringing 14 brand new classrooms to support student learning and growth. Now let's look at CMI. At the California Military Institute, we made a significant investment to deliver outstanding new facilities for our student cadets. This included a brand new gymnasium also. It stands at the heart of the campus. It features a full CIF basketball court, a fitness and weight room, a fully equipped locker room, and a dedicated ASB classroom, creating a dynamic space that supports the student life in place. When we take a step back and look at the picture, together a combined total investment of $352 million. Exactly $352.1 million from all of our bond measures. That number is more than a dollar amount. But also I want to take this opportunity because when I say we, right, it's the whole community. And I participated in this also as a board member. And I want to acknowledge two board members who are here also, who are part of this accomplishment, who help us build this future of Parents Union. Mr. Holstrom, you can raise your hand, please. And former trustee Nelson. Where are you, Mr. Nelson? Thank you for being here. Thank you. And all of that for the past years also under the leadership of the former superintendent who is here also joining us, Mr. Grant Bennett. Thank you, Mr. Bennett. This represents a partnership of our community. It also represents the shared belief that all of our students deserve the best possible spaces and facilities so they can thrive. Let's give our own community a big round of applause for their support to our students. Now, let's hear directly from our principals that we promised a few minutes ago. Please welcome Ms. Erica Rojas, principal of our newest school, Liberty High School.
Go Bison. Now I'm gonna navigate the remote. I'm working on it. Got this. Thank you, Dr. Rao. I am the proud principal of Liberty High School, and I'm happy to be here this evening. Liberty High School is more than just a campus. It reflects what education can and should look like in the 21st century. Built just 5 years ago, our school was intentionally designed around learning communities and innovative spaces that foster collaboration, connection, and student success. At the center of everything we do is our herd, being honorable, exemplary, respectful, and determined. These values are not just words, they are evident in how our students learn, lead, and support one another every day. Our facilities were built to match that vision. From our career and technical education pathways to our flexible classrooms and shared learning spaces, every area is designed to support collaboration and real-world learning. These environments allow for small group instruction, student voice, and meaningful engagement with equal access to technology in every classroom. Our students are developing the 21st century skills they need to thrive. Our athletic facilities are truly state-of-the-art, comparable to community college. One of the highlights is our weight room, which I'm especially proud of. It left. Super proud of the weight room, thank you. Which overlooks our beautiful stadium. It's a space where students demonstrate determination, discipline, and pride while representing Liberty at the highest level. Liberty High School was built for the future, but more importantly, for our students. Every space on this campus supports learning, builds community, and reflects the value of the herd. This is Liberty, where innovation meets opportunity, where honorable, exemplary, respectful, and determined students rise to succeed. We are Liberty High School. Thank you. Go Bison.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rojas. Now, let's welcome Mr. Ricardo Garcia Felix, principal of Paris High School.
evening. I am the very, very proud principal of Paris High School. Thank you, Mr. Raux. At Paris High School, the home of the Panthers, today we proudly celebrate the completion of Phase 3 modernization. This transformation has given our students more than just new buildings. It's given them a campus they can take pride in. A place designed to inspire opportunity, support their dreams, and prepare them for their careers ahead. Our final phase brought a stunning new BAPA building featuring a modern dance studio, choir, and band classrooms, a theater classroom also known as the Black Box, and a beautiful state-of-the-art performing arts theater. We also completed a fully renovated administration building, home to a remarkable library, a dynamic media center, and the offices of our dedicated counselors. This space truly stands as the heart of our campus. And of course, Paris High School wouldn't be completed without recognizing our standing agricultural program. Our new 2-story agriculture science building includes classrooms, labs, meeting spaces, an animal farm, and an industry-level welding and metal shop that rivals community college facilities. But we didn't stop there. We elevated Panther Athletics with a state-of-the-art school aquatic facility. Not to brag, but it's the only one in the city of Paris. You can go and ask the other high schools, right? Every one of these improvements reflects our commitment to honoring the proud legacy of Paris High School while building a future where our students thrive, innovate, and in modern learning environments. Because this is what we are all about, Panther Pride. We are Paris High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ricardo Garcia Felix. We're going to take a few seconds. In the meantime, our IT department takes care of some technological difficulties. Okay, we are ready now. Let's welcome Dr. Thomas LaRochelle, Principal of Paloma Valley High School.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. I'm Dr. Thomas LaRochelle, and I'm the proud principal of Paloma Valley High School. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to be here this evening. At Paloma Valley High School, we've experienced an incredible wave of growth and transformation across our campus. And it's exciting to see the impact on our students every single day. Academically, we've introduced a brand new state-of-the-art culinary lab and auto shop, which if you go through those doors, you can see it. And culinary students aren't just learning recipes, they're learning how to run a professional kitchen. At our last open house, they produced hundreds of tastings, and it was amazing to watch their skills in action. Meanwhile, our auto shop is fully equipped with modern technology, including 2 car lifts, giving students hands-on experience with industry-level equipment. Our new multi-purpose room, which you're sitting in, has quickly become a centerpiece for both the school and the community. From meetings and guest speakers to banquets and special events, this place is already making a huge impact, and we're just getting started in discovering all the ways we can use it. Just a couple of weeks ago, we opened our brand new administrative building. This has allowed us to create a more streamlined and secure experience for student checkout, visitor check-in, and overall campus access, enhancing safety while improving efficiency during the school day. And our growth isn't new, it's been building. A few years ago, we added our aquatic facility, expanding athletic opportunities and leading to some very successful seasons in aquatics. We continue to push forward in creating opportunities for our students. Our former administrative building, which is behind me, is being transformed into a vibrant student center, complete with a new ASB room, a film and television classroom, an athletics office, and more. On top of that, we're converting one of our classrooms into a cutting-edge computer science and programming space during the day and an esports lab in the afternoon. At Paloma Valley, we're not just changing, we're evolving, expanding, and creating a campus where students can truly thrive. We are Paloma Valley High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. La Rochelle. Now let's welcome Mr. Jose Topete, Principal of Heritage High School.
Thank you, Dr. Arauz. So I'm a little bit jealous of the other schools because we haven't received as much yet, but we will. So my name is Jose Topete, and I am the proudest principal of all, principal of Heritage High School. That's right, happy to be here. So at Heritage, our students are patriots. They're always working to build a meaningful and lasting legacy. We are committed to creating an environment where every student has the opportunity to succeed at the highest level. This is accomplished by providing not only strong academic programs, but also access to facilities and experiences that truly support their growth. One of the most exciting additions to our campus has been the new on-campus pool. This facility has truly energized our school, and it's more than just a beautiful space. It represents access and opportunity for our students. Now, more of our patriots can participate in swimming and water polo. They can train consistently, compete with pride, and challenge themselves in new ways, right here on our own site. This investment represents what we believe in at Heritage: expanding opportunities, remove barriers so that our students can get involved, find their passion, and thrive. Whether it's in the classroom, on the field, or in the water, we're committed to helping every student reach their full potential. We are Heritage High School. Go Patriots.
Let's give all of our principals a big round of applause. Thank you, principals. It has been a pleasure to welcome you all this evening, and I look forward to experiencing the rest of the program tonight. Now, let's welcome Dr. Williams back to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, and to our amazing principals for sharing how our bond dollars are at work in our school communities. Next, I would like to welcome Buddy from the DLR group, who will facilitate the next session within our program. So at this time, let's welcome Buddy to the stage. And while Buddy's coming up and telling you about the different areas, it doesn't matter what table you're sitting at. When it's time to work with your specific school, you have that opportunity to be able to move. So Buddy will share.
Good evening. Those are some pretty incredible accomplishments in regards to your facilities and such smart investments into your facilities. I'm sure all of you have seen the direct impact, positive impact to your students, to your schools, to your communities with all that work. The rest of this session shifts though from accomplishments to talking about needs. And so what we have is a session that will take you through an exploratory look at each of your campuses to garner your input. Before I jump into that though, for the next 45 minutes, we'll be talking about what a master plan is and what it isn't and why that's important. I'll introduce the session, and then we'll have about 20 minutes for each of you to break up into your groups. And at the end of that, we'll have a dot voting exercise that'll help prioritize the important projects at each of your campuses. And at the end of that, we'll spend about 2 minutes per group to share back some of the great feedback that will be collected tonight. So what a master plan is and what it isn't. It is a visionary exercise. We're not looking at things that are broken or that can be repaired tomorrow, such as a broken window or something on the building that's not functioning. We really want to look to the future. Not just 5 years out, we want to look 10 to 15 years out to the future and determine things and facilities that will create those opportunities in the future for your students and for your community on these campuses. We have a structured process that we go through when we look at master planning. So starting with step 1 here, we see this collection of data and analysis of all of the information from your district. From there, over the last 2 weeks, we've walked every single one of your campuses. We've met with all these incredible principals. They were all available to spend time with us and show us what's working and what's not working and what opportunities these students need on their campuses. We layer ed specs on top of that when we start to look at planning concepts so that there's parity across the district as far as what goes into the teaching spaces. And task 4 is where we're at tonight. We're here to get your input, to share ideas, so that we can move forward with the master plans. From there, we'll take all the incredible input that we get tonight, we'll start to draft up the final versions, and we'll start to put dollars to each of these projects. And it's okay, typically in this process, you will identify more projects and more need and more wants than you have budgeted. So you go through a process to prioritize what's important, how you want to split the money equally between the communities, and you'll go through the process to define what that looks like. From there, the last step, we take all this information and we publish it on a public-facing website. So there's complete transparency and documentation in what we'll look at and talk about tonight as well. Okay, so a brief overview of the session. I want to emphasize these are draft plans. None of these are complete ideas. If something looks out of place, we're here to have that conversation, that discussion, and take all your input. It's very important. Second, as we start the session, the 20-minute session, all the principals that we met with, they're going to give a brief overview of the main campus improvements that we've talked about today. And they'll identify what those needs are. From there, we'll spend the balance of that 20 minutes in an open conversation. We'll, like Dr. Williams said, you'll just stand up, find your board that you want to participate at, and just stand around the board. You're more than welcome to change boards. If halfway through you want to listen in on another campus, you can switch in between campuses as well. Upon completion of that, you'll each get 3 dots, and we'd like you to place your dot on the 3 most important projects that you see on the campus. And if you can just put the dots next to the written text, and then that way we can kind of collect that information as well. And then upon completion of that, we'll have 15 minutes, and the principals will share back the key takeaways, and we'd like to limit it to just 2 minutes, so just maybe the top 3 items that you think got the most votes, or a big takeaway that was discussed. A couple things to point out on the boards. So there's a legend that will tell you what the different color fills are. And I'll just go over a few of the key ones. So if there's a red dashed outline with lines through it, that means the building or those portable buildings will be removed or demolished. If there's a red outline with a red fill, that's a new facility proposed, a new build. And then anything with an orange outline and orange fill is a minor modernization. So that might be new carpet, maybe HVAC, paint, or at a minor level. Anything with a blue and a blue outline is a heavy modernization. That might mean the facility's older, it might need deeper modernization, we might need to reconfigure some doors and walls and such. The light yellow with the dashed line is a shade shelter, and then the rest are site elements. If it's artificial turf, artificial tracks, landscape, asphalt, and concrete, etc. Last thing I want to point out on this, the notes are also color coded. So anything with a blue fill on the notes is a new building. Anything with a green fill is a site improvement. And anything with the orange, yellow-orange is a modernization to an existing building. Okay. All right, so with that, we will break up into the groups and I'll set a timer for 20 minutes and we'll get started. Yes. If you haven't seen the groups, Pinacati is in the back. Loma Valley is in the back left by Brian. Pathways, the West Room. Liberty High School up here.
Where's my online school?
Heritage on the right.
Dr. Dawson, you got here. Good as you guys right here. Sure, right?
What about all our products? Planning for storage.
Here, the idea would be to utilize the baseball field to work adjacent to the modern. So it might be, the comments of the outfield, right? A field, the beams, but in terms of the fit of the campus, it didn't quite fit to maintain it on the road. Well, we could probably have these overlap, but then there's not enough room for baseball field. So there's kind of this dilemma. It takes over the space that all the other needs also need. So it seemed like one strategy against the draft is that the ball towards
I didn't see you the other day at the ball. Just I said, here before the Wild, you were jamming, so I turned around. All of a sudden, I look, you didn't get like that. I said, down you. Yeah, I admire you. You're doing it. I was there, I was sitting next to Mississippi. Oh, okay. You were just good at this.
That's a big importance about the parents to have a formal, safe, clean job of
Okay guys, Buddy gave me the mic. He gave me a walkie mic actually. So hi, my name's Eric Rojas, I'm the principal of Liberty High School. My board is over here. So as you guys know, Liberty High School is a brand think what happened with Liberty in terms of when it was built versus now 5 years later has to do with capacity. I don't think anybody anticipated the growth in the community and the necessity of everyone wanting to be a bicep. Because it's the best school in the district. So really what we had talked about has to do with quality of life, both for our kids and our staff. And for me, being a new principal to a new high school, all of my staff is around the age of 30, which is awesome, right? And we have the potential to keep those teachers for a very long time if they're happy, right? And so I think in terms of improving the facilities, it has to do with equal access for our kids and for our staff. We want sanitation, we want safety. Right now at Liberty High School, we have some portable buildings. They're actually, down here we have about 6 classrooms, and up here we have 8 portable classrooms. Right now in this R building area, they're using the stadium restrooms. Stadium restrooms are not built for everyday use. Those are metal toilets and metal sinks. Our staff walk from here to here to use the restroom in a 7-minute passing period after being in there for 2 hours. Liberty's on a clock schedule, right? And so one of the things that we talked about in terms of improving quality of life, right, for both our kids and our staff is the potential of this building bringing 28 more classrooms to our campus, okay? So we would eliminate these 6 back here, we would take these 8 and then add essentially 10, 12 more, hopefully. And this would become a parking lot back here. Our teachers in the O building would love that. My administrators in the O building would love that because right now they all park over here. And then this building would can have restrooms for both staff and students. The cool thing when I was walking with Buddy, we talked about the restrooms being accessed for football games as well for the community members. So there's restrooms that they can build them so there's access on both sides. So during the day, the kids would access the restrooms from the inside. And at night during our football games, the community would access them from the outside and we'd lock the inside. So they'd be big capacity restrooms. And then it would give us more classroom space, more equal access, right? Our portable classrooms are just not set up the exact same as our beautiful state-of-the-art classrooms. Everybody has access to technology. We all have equal access to materials and things like that, but we know it's not the same, right? And so I think with the biggest thing that we need at Liberty is this building. And it has everything to do with the growing capacity because a lot of what we talked about in my group as well, this land here has already been sold, and this land here has already been sold. Guess what they're building? Houses. So it's really important that we have this space because in the next 10 years, we will have the kids. We'll probably have them next year because they keep coming. So that's what we got. Thank you guys.
Let's take a look at Paris Lighthouse.
Good evening. As Dr. Rao mentioned earlier, I'm Dr. Garcia. I'm the proud director of our adult school and our Paris Lake High School. Paris Lake High School is a special school. It's our continuation high school. Many of our staff have been there for many, many years. They have a passion and a dedication to work with our at-promise students district-wide. I have Martha Puente here and my other administrator, Dr. Heather Avila here, so very appreciative of them being here. For those of you who don't know, Paris Lake High School has very old buildings, 70 years old. And I think over the past few years, we've had some paint and some branding and a couple of other things. And so it's wonderful to see all of these great projects district-wide. But we receive our students within the district and we want to make sure that we create a meaningful, welcoming, caring experience for our students. That being said, because our buildings are so old, we want to blow it all up. So the majority of our buildings we would like to demolish and create new buildings. You will see we have fewer dots than most of you. We have fewer people here, and I always say, we may be tiny, but we are mighty. So our 3 priorities, we definitely want to focus on building our classrooms. Right now we have bungalows, and as I mentioned, very, very old. And we also want to focus on building our CTE program. We, in the past, had wood shop and construction. We were very successful with that. transitioning this last year, we started a video production and we're growing that. And we would like to continue our growth by creating a new facility for that, so that our students that we do receive from all of your beautiful comprehensive high schools that have all of these wonderful CTE programs can continue in their interest in our CTE programs. The other area, we are focusing on our NPR. Because we are so tiny and we really do a lot to connect with our students and our families with, holding orientations and parent meetings and really trying to get people involved, we invite them to come and we want to connect with them and introduce them to all of our amazing staff and share with them all of the wonderful things that we're doing, but we don't have a lot of space. And so sometimes we're in our teeny tiny NPR and we have, families standing, or we try to hold meetings outside and we don't have enough shade. Then we have this other area down here in our NPR. It's just not enough. And so those would be the 3 major areas that we would like to focus. Thank you.
Let's take a look at Pathways House.
Yes, Pathways, PALS, we're here. Thank you. So my name is Chris Ramos. I just started Pathways about a month ago, 12 days ago. And I will tell you, if you're ever having a bad day, come to PALS. Those spaces, you will have just such a pleasant experience, just lit up by these students with special needs. They are always the happiest people in the world. They think you're a celebrity. How many times I give the same kid 500 things a day? They're just the happiest kids in the world. So, Liberty's branding. Paris got their renovation. Paloma just got their renovation. PALS is patiently waiting, and we're ready, because during the walkthrough, opened my eyes, our students with the most needs are walking around in non-ADA compliant areas. Their ramps aren't compliant anymore. They have wheelchairs. There's a lot of accessibility issues, and that's one of our biggest needs. We want to blow out a lot of our accessibility issues, redo a lot of our pavement that are sideways slanting, and they'll really give our students, some, safe. On the outside, we have chain link fences right now. We're trying to beautify that campus. We want our students to feel proud of where they go to school, because we want them to go to school there. We want them to feel happy when they get there. We want them to see beauty that they came from. They came from Heritage, they came from Liberty, they came from our comprehensive high schools, and we want them to see that same beauty from where they came from to where they're currently at, learning these transitional life skills. So that's one of our other priorities. And then finally, we're looking at expanding our sensory room, kind of making our staff lab a little bit bigger, modernizing some of our restrooms that are there. Again, 50, 60-year-old buildings, it's time for PALS to get some love and get some of these modernizations in there so our students can feel, coming from Heritage, coming from Liberty, coming from these big high schools, they're kind of, I don't want to say downgrading, but it's like they're coming to something a little different than what they're used to. And we want them to feel pride in their school that they're at. And I think with some simple modernizations, we can get that feeling back for them. So that's PALS.
Hello everyone, I am the proud principal of Pinnacle County Middle School. We discuss a couple of things for our students. Number one is safety. We have a gate from the 80s. When they partially renovated Pinnacle, they left the gates from the 80s back here amongst the houses here, as you can see on our diagram here. And so those backyards have direct access to our students. And so what we would like to see is some type of fence or some type of block wall that is built to where the neighbors are not able to have access to our students or be able to see our students. So that's very important. In addition to safety, our students need more shade. They have this asphalt here, blacktop, but we currently have no shade. These are the only 2 shade structures that we have for about 850 students. Shout out to Tony, because we only had 1, and I remember talking to him about it, and he actually approved for the second one. So in our new layout here, we have some shade structures that we would like to bring in for the students. It's really difficult in the summertime watching all of our students try to gather underneath trees or underneath classrooms, and it makes it difficult for supervision because I don't like to herd them in one area. Although it's easier for us to watch them, we want them to have a variety of areas that they can partake in during lunchtime. Also, we have our portables. So this portion of the school has been renovated, but we have our portables from the 80s left there as well. And so we have some teachers and some classes actually happening in these portables. Unlike these classrooms, these are state-of-the-art classrooms with science labs, computer labs, etc. So I would say it would be an equality issue, right? We have teachers and students in these buildings, and we would like for them to have the same experience as these buildings. So we propose a new building, 2 new buildings here that would aesthetically go with the buildings that are here. And we would propose that those would be built for our students. In addition to, we also had, I wanted to point out, there was a gentleman here and he was just talking about the aesthetics of Pentecostal. Bill was giving us some history on the purpose or the why the buildings look as such. The buildings are new and they're very nice, so we're not complaining. However, aesthetically, it's very sterile. I think that would be the better word for it. It's very sterile. And so aesthetically, we would like to see just something added where it's not as sterile and it's more inviting. That's it for Pentecostal. Thank you.
Let's hear about CMI next.
Yeah. All right, let's hear about CMI. I can't do this in 2 minutes, but I'm going to try my best. CMI is probably the oldest school in the Paris Union High School District. And when I talk about old, I mean old. We're old. So everything is a priority for us. But let me just go over what our main priorities are. All right, so what we decided our main priorities is first of all, our school board asked us to increase our enrollment to 1,500, right? We don't have the facilities. We're capped right now at 1,050. We don't have the facilities for another 450 students. But by demolishing all of the standing buildings that we have now, except for our brand new gym and our C building, they'll demolish those buildings that we have and create 2-story buildings, which will allow us another 36 classrooms, which will then facilitate our expansion to the extra 450 students. Plus, we can go even higher. But right now, so that's our main priority, is demolishing all of the standing buildings now and creating 2-story buildings. That's priority number 1. Priority number 2, and this is one of the priorities that the school board superintendent knows, this is one of my highest priorities since I've been here, and this is about equity, all right? And so building a brand new stadium is our second priority, and it's about equity. All of the other comprehensive high schools have state-of-the-art fields. CMI does not. And so that's one of our priorities. And to build equity, we need to be able to have a stadium with a state-of-the-art stadium with a track around it, just to keep us, equitable with the other schools in the district. Third thing that they're asking for is a brand new multi-purpose room. When I came into this multi-purpose room, I thought, man, heck on, I have it. But a brand new multi-purpose room with a brand new state-of-the-art kitchen. I walked in that kitchen there, it broke my heart. But my heart will mend as soon as we get our brand new state-of-the-art kitchen. It'll fix my heart, and then the next thing that comes along will break my heart. But that's what we need. One of the first things that they said that when I got here, they planned things before I got here, and one of the things was an admin building, a brand new admin building, which is fine. We do need a brand new admin building. But my thought was, let's get everything that for the students before we think about the adults. Let's do students first. Students first before the adults. So get the brand new classrooms, create the space to bring on our new students, And then when we get that stuff completed, then let's think about the adults. Let's think about our admin building, because I'm okay. Our assistant principals are okay. The people in our admin building, we're okay for now. We just want to make sure that our students get what they deserve, and what they deserve is pretty much a brand new site, a brand new the whole rigmarole. We need the whole thing. Like I said, CMI is the oldest school in the district, and we just want to be equal, or at least as close to being equal as the other schools. Thank you.
Let's hear about Paris High School.
Thank you, sir. Well, good evening. This is the Paris High School. So we have been very lucky of having a brand new school. 90% of the school is pretty much 7 years or younger. So the facilities, top notch, cannot complain. There are a few little things that we would like to have. The first and the most important one is renovations, reconfiguring our mild to severe SPED classes. Currently, the way that those classes were designed are not big enough to hold the students and all the equipment. So that will be the first renovation in building 3. We have currently 3 classes, but the renovation will make them bigger, and we'll add a bigger restroom with showers, bigger kitchen in order to teach the students, the mild to severe students, everyday living skills. And then we'll just reconfigure what those classes are. The second one, it will be to add an additional building to add restrooms for staff and students, and that will be towards the corner of the school where the 4,000s are. So right now we have 2 restrooms by the 4 and the 5,000s that are serving 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 buildings. So it is when one, for whatever reason, it breaks, it creates a little bit of a problem because we don't have any restrooms in the vicinity. Students will have to go to the 4,000s, the 1,000s, or the agricultural building. And the third one has to do with Paris High School only has 1 baseball field and 1 softball field. So when the season, right now, earlier in the season, we can only have 1 game at a time. And by the time the games are over, the sun is already setting. So as an example, our varsity team plays at home. Our JV team has to go and play somewhere else because we don't have the fields to be able to do that. So by adding lights to the baseball field and the softball field, it will allow us to start at around 3:30, 2:30, but then we can go deeper into the evening, and we don't have to be sending our students to go play somewhere else. So those are the 3 bigger classrooms for our mild to severe students, adding an additional restroom for staff and students, and adding lighting to the baseball, softball fields. Thank you.
All right, let's hear about your attendance.
Thank you, sir. All right, so I'll try to keep it to 2 minutes. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my team because we had the opportunity to meet before we came here. So we did all of this type of activity before coming last week, and we got on the same page in terms of what our priorities are. And for our campus, it can be broken down into 3 different categories. Safety being one of them, academics, and then extracurriculars. So when you look up here, you're gonna see most of our dots are all divvied up into those 3 exact categories. So safety being a single point of entry is something that we've been asking for a very long time. We have the opportunity to possibly do that, as well as get a complete new fence around our campus. We do have some new construction that's happening here, about 1,500 homes that are going to be going in here, plus commercial, plus businesses. So it's more important than ever to be able to secure our campus. And based on projections for our enrollment, we're supposed to be the highest enrolled school in our district within the 5 years. So we are getting ready for that. And then the second thing is classrooms. So academics in the back, we'd like to create some brand new classrooms. I believe we're already plumbed back there for utilities, so that would help out with the cost. And we're proposing 2-story buildings that match aesthetically what we currently have. And then the other big thing is a second gym. So that was on the original plans of the school. We want that to happen, and that would provide additional access for our students for extracurriculars. And then shaded area, right? So that's a picture of our quad area, right? So that's perfect right there. I'm glad that that's up there. So you can see, it's a huge space, it's a beautiful space, but most of the year we can't really use it, right? During the hot months, it's too hot for the kids to be out there. Rainy season, they can't be out there either. But it's a beautiful space, and it can be used a lot more if we were able to shade it and make it nice and pretty. So those are our top priorities for Heritage High School. Thank you.
Last one.
We're gonna end with the greatest. I don't say best to last, everybody knows I'm the greatest. All right, so our major priorities are kind of put into kind of 3 things, but first off, parking. Parking's a huge problem at Paloma. It's probably 90% of the complaints I get in my job is about parking and getting in and off campus. So we designed possibly a parking lot in our back 6, which is called the back 6, which is way back there past the Rattlesnake Creek. Also, if you don't know, Paloma is known for rattlesnakes. So across that, build a parking lot there, which will allow more parking, and then another one down here by our baseball field. If you ever leave Paloma at 3:30, 4 o'clock and try to go down, this is Craig, you are going head on with the oncoming traffic. And you gotta kind of decide, well, I have the bigger truck, so I get to go first, you wait, the whole thing. So to put a parking lot down there, and also bathrooms. There's no bathrooms out there. We basically every year, we rent portables. Porta potties every year, we pay a lot of money for it. Probably, if we would have just saved our time and just built the bathrooms, we probably would save money in the end. Second, we have a brand new admin building that used to be a library that just opened. But when it opened, it created an issue. Our students kind of enter here, but admin, you check out over here when your parent comes in, it's a safety issue. Back to what Mr. Pente was saying, we don't really have a true single point of entry now. We kind of created a problem. So to kind of create a single point entry here, we also then have to move our theater. Our theater is very old. Everybody keeps saying they're the oldest school. We are the oldest school in Menifee. So if we move the theater down here, we make a state-of-the-art theater similar to Paris High School. In doing so, we then lose 2 buildings. So then the buildings over here have to be modernized and make 2 stories to make up the classroom. So every move creates another move. The dominoes effect, similar to when Paris High was redesigned, every move creates something because we have to account for the missing buildings. But by moving the theater over, we can have an entry, and then we'll replace it with our most successful sport at Paloma is wrestling. Yet we don't really have a wrestling room. So by creating a wrestling room here, and if you've ever been to our weight room, we could probably fit maybe 15 people in it comfortably. So we could build a weight room / wrestling room that overlooks the stadium. Our athletics department's going back here, puts it right next to it, and so forth. So our big things is, even though the stickers are all there, they all kind of trigger each other. But once you make one move, you got to make them all. So that's it. Thank you very much. Where are you, buddy?
Thank you for all the incredible visioning that you all did. We'll take all of these great ideas and take all that into consideration as we develop these final master plans.
Thank you, buddy, for that interactive session. Just walking around and hearing the rich conversations about the needs of your school was definitely inspiring, and we're hopeful about the future. Before I bring up our next speaker, Adam Bauer, I would like for you to just take your folder. If you could just hold up your folder. Take a look on the inside. There you have your agenda for tonight. And our next meeting is May 26th. And then, very, very important, and Adam will be sharing this, about planning for the future of our local schools without increasing tax rate. In the next pocket, we are very, very pleased with this document. It says, promises made, promises kept. Keeping our commitment for better schools in our communities. And then if you open up the document, it shows you 10 ways PUHSD schools are delivering results for our students. We are very, very pleased in partnering also with our mission and vision statement, as well as our local control accountability plan goals. So it's all tied together. And then on the very back, a beautiful picture of our culinary arts kitchen that we are very, very pleased with. And then at the end of the night, you will have a sheet that you will complete, and you'll leave that with us. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared that. I didn't get to do that earlier. And then my business card is inside the folder. And then as Adam comes up, I want to recognize all students. If you're a student, if you could just raise your hand. Students, thank you for being here. If you are a parent, could you please raise your hand? If you are a community member just here supporting us tonight, please raise your hand. And then a big thank you to Heritage Film Club that's here tonight filming our event. Thank you so much. Thank you. So next I'd like to introduce Adam Bauer, our municipal advisor from Philman and Rolla, who will explain a general overview of the district's existing debt program. And secondly, he will explain the tax rate extension concept. Welcome, Adam.
Just give us a second, let's catch up on the PowerPoint here. Oh, sorry. Well, good evening. While I find our slide, just take a quick moment. It's very exciting to see what's already been built here, but also definitely recognize the need. I grew up in the region. My dad flew out of March Air Force Base, and even later in life, he was in the reserves. So I spent a lot of time. March Air Force Base really has seen this area change over time. One of the first things to focus on when you're looking at school district financing is a district's taxable assessed value. This is what the assessor uses to determine what the property taxes are for the region. And the reason why this is so important is that schools are funded through first your local money, and then those local monies allow you to get access to state money. So we all pay our property taxes. A lot of that flows back up to state. In order for a school district to get their fair share of that, they have to first demonstrate their local funds. And that's what a general obligation bond does. And so on the far left there, we're focused on the district's historical assessed value. And just to show you how phenomenal these numbers are, a district that grows at 4 to 5% is considered a lot. And you can see there, my averages aren't showing up for some reason. But you can see there on the far left, you can just look at that history of growth as it changed. The only setback this district has had in assessed value is when we had the Great Recession, and this entire region was hurt really badly during that. That chart to the far right, other than that setback during that Great Recession, you can see just that really steady increase in assessed value. What this does is it allows a district, should it have GEOBond measures, it allows them to issue the bond sooner. And when you already have bonds, the faster that growth happens, the lower the tax rates are. So the taxable value in the district is a first kind of a baseline for a district to look at. And we also wanted to highlight is in October, I presented to the district leadership that it had some opportunities to do some refinancing, just like we refinance our house. And it had one opportunity that could save for the taxpayers and one opportunity where it could save for the district and allow for more funding for other items. The first thing the district wanted to do was take advantage and make sure it saved money for the taxpayers. And so we did it in a two-step phase, but we made sure we locked in a taxpayer savings before the district actually took actions to lock in savings for the district as well. That chart to the far left there is whenever a bond is sold and you look at a refinancing, it's kind of like the same kind of look you do look at refinancing a house. But we do have some benchmarks we look at in our industry to just give a sense whether we should be recommending moving forward or not moving forward. And I want to take that second to last number there. It says NPV savings. It has a little percentage by it. In general, if you can achieve a 5% factor, and the higher the better here, a 5% factor, it's worth considering. And you can see here we're at that 15%. And keep in mind how many owners of property there are within the district. But the median is half above, half below, which we call a typical homeowner. The typical homeowner saved $24 by this refinancing. While that doesn't sound like a lot, when you think about the number of property owners within the district's boundaries, it adds up. It adds up to 2.4 million. And you can see that on that far left there. And then on this larger table, what we show is what it looks like on an annual basis for those taxpayers to get that savings. So really the point I want to make to you here is the district, the board, get no benefit by doing a refunding like this. It's for the sole benefit for the taxpayers, and the district made a priority once they were made aware that there's an opportunity out there. So now we got the taxpayer savings, and then the district came in afterwards and got its savings as well. These types of things are very difficult to do. I said I presented it in October, but a lot of agencies don't want us to get started that quickly because at the end of the year is a really hard time to kind of close things out. You have kids leaving for Christmas break, that sort of thing. But Parasite did. They said, get moving. We want to get these savings locked in as quickly as we can. This one we did a little bit differently there. You can see it says prior debt service, which is what you pay to your lender. And then the refunding debt service is a new debt. Hopefully what you notice there is the district shaved off years. The district took a lot of the savings on the back end so they had more funds in those years. So once again, this was the second priority after the district took advantage of taxpayer savings for the community. So all that is to lead up, and is there a way to kind of make this show better on the screen? Because it's missing a lot of text. That's it, this is what we have. Okay, so if there was a vertical column or a vertical key, that is tax rate per 100,000. And where you see that red line, that's 20. And if we had a horizontal key, that would be years. And that first green bar would be 2027. And the green bars are important to recognize because those are on the tax bills no matter what the board and no matter what the district has done. The green bars are showing you what is already on, like I said, already on the tax bills. What we looked at was seeing how those green bars taper off over the next 4 or 5 years. Hopefully you see that there's the green just kind of drops off, a wider gap between the green and the red line. Well, the yellow, brown, and light blue, those are hypotheticals. Those are should the board put a tax rate extension on the ballot, which means taxes will be no higher than they are now, and should the community come out and support that with a support level of 55% or greater, then the district could have $185 million to build all the projects that we spoke about. But what's really important here, Dr. Williams said it, is this would be considered a tax rate extension, meaning that the community pays no more than the amount that they're already paying. It's just extending the time frame for those taxes so the district can continue moving forward with building projects. So that's my last slide. Thank you, and I'm also available for any questions.
us on how the tax rate works for our community. At this time, I'd like to welcome Joy from Team Civic. The results are in from our feasibility study, and they will point us forward, giving us both validation and the momentum to take the next step. So please help me welcome Joy to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joy Coomer. I'm one of the partners at Team Civics. We're a consulting firm that works with districts throughout the state of California on potential revenue measures. And in fact, I've had the pleasure of working with the district over several years now, having helped both with Measure T and Measure W, both of those bond measures going back over the past 10 years now. So I've seen a lot of progress through this district. I've seen the town grow. I've seen how it's changed. I also have worked with all of your feeder districts, so all of the elementary school districts I've worked with over the years as they've also looked at potential bond measures to help deal with growth in this area, building new classrooms, and expanding access for students. So tonight I wanted to share with you a little bit about the survey that was completed of registered voters in the district when we were asking them about a potential revenue measure at, as you heard earlier, the no tax rate extension. So before I go into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about general obligation bonds. And what does this mean? What do they look like? What are some of the basic characteristics of these general obligation bonds? First of all, they always require 55% to pass. So if you think about elected officials, you might know that they're 50% plus one vote. That's what most people get elected to office. But in order to pass a school bond for a local community, you actually need a supermajority, 55%. Also, there are tax rate limitations. Unified districts are limited to $60 per 100,000 of assessed non-market valuation. So when we think of a district like yours, that means the elementary school districts are limited to $30 and the high school district is limited to $30. So together they make that $60. So I'll give a good example. If we look next door to Moreno Valley or Valverde Unified, when they go to pass bonds, they can get up to $60 because all of their elementary schools and all of their high schools are together in the unified district. Here though, your elementary schools are separate from the high school district. So those each can get $30, and that brings us to that total 60. It's a limitation and it makes it fair throughout the state. These bond funds are always limited to the items that are specified on the project list. So those things that are called out in the project list are the only things that the money can be spent on. Every obligation bond must include a project list, a citizens oversight committee, and annual audits. And in fact, if you look back at the district for Measure T and Measure W, you'd be able to find those oversight committee reports, which have members from the community on those oversight committees, and they do a regular observation and report to the community on how the bonds and funds were spent. The other interesting thing about bonds is that they can only go on the ballot in even numbered years. So a district, they have to be on regularly scheduled elections. And for us in California, that means gubernatorial election years or presidential election years. So the only opportunities that a district can look at a potential GO bond even are now November of 2026, because if you were going to be on the ballot for this June, you would have had to already vote to put it on the ballot, or wait until March or November of 2028. So as you can imagine, the more you have to wait, every couple of years, things change in the schools. All the work that was just done earlier today, those things would be delayed later until you could look at 2028. So a voter survey was conducted of likely voters here, and there always has been a survey done before any of the general obligation bonds were passed. This particular survey was conducted from January 22nd through January 30th. We spoke to 701 likely November 2026 voters. So it's made up of all the voters in your district. The sample is then stratified so that it matches all of the voters in your district. And they randomly are selected into the sample based on whether or not they're a likely voter for November 2026. Everyone who was received the survey, they were surveyed either by telephone, email, or they received a text message which invited them to go online or request a phone call in order to get the survey. It was also offered in 2 languages, Spanish and English. The overall margin of error on the survey then is 3.7% of the 95% confidence level. And again, we've always seen your district perform pretty consistently within that margin of error on the survey that was conducted. So the survey, people received a 75-word ballot question. They were told a little bit about the types of things that could be done at the schools. They were told the total bond amount. They were given that $20 tax rate extension amount. And we were able to ask them 3 times whether or not they supported the bond. The first time was their initial information and finding out more that this wasn't a tax rate increase, it was simply maintaining the existing tax rate. And on the natural, we saw people supported this measure at 61%. This is some of the highest numbers we've seen actually in this school district over the last 10 years. Then we gave them more information about the types of projects that could be done at the local high schools. We talked about the growth that continues to happen in your district, and also just gave them some other information to help them understand why the bond might be needed. And you can see then at that middle ballot test, support actually grew to 65%. The final thing that we did, and this is important because you want to be able to stress test these surveys. You want to know, what if people hear negative things? How will the support do? So we gave them negative arguments. We said the types of things that we would think someone who opposes a bond measure in this community, based on what we've learned working here over the years, might say about this potential bond measure. And trust me when I say we threw some really tough things. I mean, things that, maybe the district didn't really want us to say, but we really wanted to stress test it and make sure that we knew these numbers were real and not just reflective of, the positive things. And even after hearing those negative items, we are still at 55%, which again is higher than we've seen in this district before. So still at that 55% that would be required for passage. So these are actually really strong, really good numbers, showing a continued interest in investing in schools in this community. And I think some of that is honestly due to all the work that has been accomplished, some of the highlights that we discussed earlier tonight. So some of the top projects that people were interested in seeing, this has been a continuing trend throughout the district, providing modern career technical education facilities and equipment to prepare students for good paying jobs. This has always been a very strong suit in this community, and it's why you have such robust CTE programs. Providing classrooms, facilities, and technology needed to support high quality instruction in STEM. Repairing or replacing roofs, plumbing, gas lines, sewer lines, and electrical systems where needed. Improving student safety and campus security, always a growing concern all across communities. That will always be top of mind for families. Removing hazardous materials where they're found in some of the older school sites. We heard about some of those older school sites tonight. We know we'll find those when construction happens. So that is still a priority for people. Upgrading those older schools so that they meet current health codes and building safety codes. And then upgrading computer systems and instructional technology. So our takeaways really were, is a bond feasible for this November? And our initial takeaway is, yes, we saw strong initial support. We also saw that voters ranked the quality of education among the most important issues facing the community. When they were asked what is one of the most important issues facing the community, above jobs, above roads, many other things that we asked them, they said improving the quality of education was at the top. There was natural support for the bond. They liked the types of things that the district would be doing. And even at the final ballot test, we showed 55% support, which again meets the threshold for passage and was among the highest we've seen before. So what are our next steps? As we continue this process, the board has made no final decisions. All of this is part of gathering information, including tonight. You are a part of this process. You are a part of this community. You are a part of your schools. And the information that we get from you, both here and as you're out in the community over the next month, will help inform the board of what is the best thing to do as they move forward. It's very possible that this bond rate extension won't be available for the district in 2028. Can I confirm that, Adam? Yes?
That's correct.
So 2026 is the only opportunity to look at this bond extension opportunity. In 2028, it would not be available. So the district wouldn't have this same opportunity. So we want to make sure to have an open, transparent, and clear process so that you have this information. You can share this information with the community and help us get that information back as we help the board make the best decision. We will be sending a community mailer out to all registered voters, again asking for their feedback. And we may even include some of the information that you saw here tonight, just helping people understand some of the things that have been done, and yet helping them understand why there might still be need. We want to make sure that we're talking about those needs. We heard a lot tonight all across every school, even the newest school. Kids are coming in, and it blows my mind, having been with this district so long, that there's already portables there that just aren't meeting the needs of those growing student body. It's incredible. And then we will hope to mail that out in the next month. So again, not just talking to our internal community, but also giving everybody an opportunity to participate in this conversation. We will continue to hold meetings. You saw here, we have a meeting scheduled in May as well. The board won't be taking this up until their July meeting if we decide to move forward with a potential GO bond. So all of the communications that happen in April, May, and June will be impactful to this process as we go on. We're hoping to hold meetings with other stakeholders, including all of the parents, businesses, faith leaders, senior groups, and some of the service groups in the community as well. The goal is, again, transparency, openness, and just really gathering a lot of information over the next few months. So how does that look in our timeline? I like this timeline because it really helps visually see how we progress through this process. Intentionally, those first 3 arrows are blue. That's because that is the work that the district can do as they're moving forward to try and decide whether to put this on the ballot. We've already completed step 1, and that was the feasibility, doing the voter survey, seeing does this even have a chance of being successful? And we saw in that voter survey, yes, there is an appetite. The community is with the district on this. As you can see now, we're in the awareness building stage step 2. Those are those non-advocacy communications. We can't ask people to support a potential bond measure. All we can do is continue to provide information and get feedback as we go through this process. And then really refine that proposal, and as we move forward into step 3, measure development, making sure that we're building the best project list, that we're getting the information that we need to decide that this is the right approach for the district, and then moving forward based on that decision. The 4th arrow turns yellow on purpose. That is, if the board voted to put a ballot measure on the ballot, it would have to go to a independent campaign committee. And I'm just curious, by a show of hands, how many were here in 2018 when the district passed Measure W? And you can leave your hands up if you remember knocking on doors and walking, and yeah, probably many of you did some of those things. It was a really tough era. It was a tough time. We did not have the same polling results that we have now, and we worked very, very hard as an independent campaign committee. And I was so impressed by the commitment of everybody helping out, community members, parents, teachers, principals. It was an incredible effort. It is still one of the highest numbers of doors knocked in my firm's history. Something like nearly 5,000 doors were knocked in the Measure W campaign. That's truly people talking to people in the community. I do not expect we'll be knocking on 5,000 doors this time, just to let you know. But it is an independent campaign committee that would move forward with the bond measure if the board voted to put it on the ballot. So those are our next steps as that I just outlined. So I think we are moving forward in the right direction. But one of the things that we would like to ask everybody to do before they go is you'll notice inside your folder, and you can do this as a table. You don't have to do this yourself, but I would ask you to take maybe 5 minutes as a group. Is that good? 5 minutes as a group. To take a look at this. You've heard a lot of information tonight, and we want to know, is it helpful? Are there other people that you think would benefit from hearing this information? And so we really would like to gather a little information back from each one of our tables tonight to help us as we move forward in this process.
Okay, 5 minutes, and then we will ask the principal at the table to bring up your table's information.
I'll write for all of us.
I'll write that.
So passionate about
Okay, you have 2 minutes left, 2 minutes. Yes, we would like to have it, so as soon as you're done, you can bring it up. The schoolhouse is coming around. Thank you, Mrs. Schoolhouse, for picking those up. I know some of you are still writing. You can also email tomorrow as well if you have additional thoughts. Okay, we're getting ready to wrap up. We're at 45 seconds. Okay, we're getting ready to wrap it up, so give us about 2 more minutes. All right, 5, 4, we'll bring the noise level down. 2, and 1. Thank you. Joy, thank you for that presentation. It was a lot of information there. So we know that we have several steps to go after tonight, as she mentioned, step 2, 3, and 4. Before I bring our superintendent back to the stage, I would like to just acknowledge our directors of maintenance and operations, facilities, our plant managers. Please stand or wave. Thank you. We know the work. We know that their work happens behind the scenes, but it is essential in being able to meet all the different facility needs. And look at all this feedback. We are so excited. Thank you. Now, let's welcome Dr. Rao back to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. As I close tonight, I just want to share with you that this work is about more than just facilities. And that was reflected when the principals presented their needs. It is about our students. It is about our teachers. It is about opportunities. So tonight, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your trust. We will continue to honor our commitments to ensure that we have a future that remains strong for generations to come. Thank you again, and good night.